Can you guess what we have here? This is an extra large CGC unboxing. It's one of these taller boxes. It's a 9.8 pre-screen. I don't know how we did. Let's take a look. Coming up next on this heavy video from Bronzeville Comics. Hey there, panelologists. This is Jim from Bronzeville Comics coming to you with another video. Before we get started, please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. And check out the description of this video for links to my eBay store, my email, my whatnot, my Instagram. So we have a CGC unboxing. It's a 9.8 pre-screen. And all of these, well, two exceptions. All of these books are from the 80s. And all but 3 of them came from a collection I had picked up in June that had a lot of high-grade 80s and early 90s books. I already got 9.8s from that collection on an ASM 300, a Spider-Man #1 Platinum, a New Mutants 98, and a Hulk 340, and a couple other 9.6s as well. So this is a 9.8 pre-screen, 25 books. I submitted this at my LCS on September 3rd, so it took about 2 months to get back in hand. Obviously CGC did have some weather-related issues down there with hurricanes where they were closed for a couple days, but this took longer than I thought it should. But who knows? I've actually so I cleaned and pressed most of these. I didn't. There's some I didn't do, and we'll talk about that. So they're in these, it's this taller box, and I had this before. Actually, there's just one book on the top in this bubble, right? No, 2 books, I'm sorry. So let's say what these books are. We'll talk about where we got them from and all that sort of fun stuff. Most of them for that collection. If I don't say so, they came from that collection. We'll see what the books are, their significance. We'll put the fair market value down here, and we'll talk about them. So the first book is, bam, Marvel Tales number 193, 9.8 white pages. This is obviously the anniversary issue. Sorry about the glare. There we go. That's not too bad. And it's interesting. Marvel Tales featuring the sensational Spider-Man. So you'll see this collection did have a few of these 25th anniversary issues. So we'll just put a little check mark that we got that one. Pretty sure that's still more than $100 in a 9.8. It's kind of what we're shooting for. And the other one in this bubbly, is it? Or is it just cardboard? Oh, these are the raw books. The raw books are here. There aren't that many of them. There's just a few. So we'll hold on to those for the end. Then we have another of these larger bubble protectors. This is why the box is taller rather than just having them all stacked vertically. This, I would imagine, reduces damages in shipping. So there are a few books here. Yeah, I'm trying to keep the box on this chair next to me, but it's getting kind of cumbersome. Okay, so let's start. Let's turn this around. Listen, they're all at least 9.8s. Maybe we'll get a surprise and get a 9.9. So I think I know what one of the possibilities of this is. Boom, boom. We're going to come over here, and it is Batman The Dark Knight Returns #1, 9.8 white pages. That is awesome. This is the book I really wanted to have in the 9.8. I had 2 of them. The other, I bet, is one of the rejects that did have a little damage on it, but we'll see. There's a number of these, this classic Frank Miller story. So I really did want that one. So that's a nice book to get in a 9.8. I think that's about a $700 book, but that one is staying in the PC. Next, I have the invoice. We'll put that to the side. I don't think they didn't charge anything. They list the charges on it. I know what this is. It's Action Comics #1. Not the one. This is let's see, what do they say here? Reprints Superman story from Action Comics #1. Anniversary cover pinups. Joe Shuster cover. This is, I believe, from 1988. This one actually, yeah, this came from that collection. This Superman pinup on the back. That is pretty cool. Okay, so, not bad. This is probably also going to stay in the PC, at least for now. Got to have an Action Comics 1 and a 9.8, don't we? Do we get any 9.9s? I doubt it. Marvel Age #71. Silver Surfer Morbius cover. That does have some value to it. So, I mean, I'll be interested to see what the current fair market value is, and I'll put it down here as the videos go on, as I do. I do see maybe a little bit of a stress flex on here. I don't know if you can see it there. You're catching the light, yeah. Right there. You can see it. Have they solved the banana problem? It looks fairly straight, but not 100%. So, still a cool book. What do we got next? This is a good one. Marvel Age #44. The anniversary cover. Alan Kuppenberg and Joe Sinnott cover. This is the Star Brand cover, right, in the anniversary logo. And what's really cool about this particular book is it's a wraparound cover. So you see the back of all the characters on the back cover. So this is, I believe it's in excess of $200 at a 9.8. So that is cool. What do we have next? Boom! Marvel Age #41, Stan Lee photo cover. Again, I was picking out books that I thought were like $100 or more in a 9.8, and I have believe me, this collection. If I'm pulling Marvel Ages, there are a lot of books in this collection that are going to be sent off to CGC. And it seems as though, you know, the rejects were not too big. So, did better than some of my more recent submissions. What do we have next? Boom. Marvel Age #38. This is a preview of He-Man. The Marvel Star version of it. What's kind of fun is they also have some... There were no ads. There were house ads, obviously. That's what the whole book was, house ads. So, Marvel Age with He-Man. And I'm seeing a little, again, we can get in the light right there. I'm not sure if there's anything present. Let me take a look at my notes. Yeah, I didn't have anything. Yeah. I didn't have anything noted before it went off to CGC. But it gets the 9.8 white pages. And this is from, what, 1986. So, 38-year-old books. Got another one. Ah, this is nice. Infinity Inc. #13. This is going to be in the PC for now. I got this about a year and a half ago at Stormville for $9. And you can see down below what its value is. So, this, it's the Don Newton, I say Dave Ross and Tony DeZuniga cover, Thorn and the members of Infinity Inc. But there's an Infinity Inc. pinup by Todd McFarlane, his first published work for DC Comics. So this is one of the few books that did not come out of that collection. But again, $9 for this book. Happy with that. And that's going to stay in that because I have that whole Infinity Ink run. So I am holding on to that. What's next? Aha. The DC Comics Presents 87, the first appearance of Superboy Prime, who became, used a lot more later on, especially in the Infinite Crisis storyline where he's the major villain, which, is kind of sad, but he went nuts when he was like in limbo for 20 some odd years. This is basically Earth Prime in DC continuity was the Earth that we lived on, where the DC editors, artists, and writers lived, and sometimes Julie Schwartz and Elliot S. Maggin and Carrie Bates, etc., would be part of the storyline. And they did Justice League, Justice Society, a two-part crossover, like issues 120, 121, right around there. But anyway, during Crisis, Superman went to Earth Prime, where we live. Well, we didn't see him. There's also a character named Ultra from, I think it was JLA 153. At any rate, basically the origin retells itself, and Superboy comes of age on Earth Prime, and then Crisis happens, so he has to move him. But somehow our Earth survived Crisis. So I already have this in a 9/8, so that I'm going to put in the S sell pile. Oh, cool. Nice. Blue Devil Annual #1. Now, this is an oddball one. It's interesting because it's a thicker cover, because it's an annual from 1985. Again, this is staying in the PC, and it's not listed in the notes here, but this is kind of a it's a Justice League Dark prototype, because you got Blue Devil, Demon, Man-Bat, Phantom, Stranger. I don't know if that's Noctera, Black Orchid, and Creeper. So again, this was part of that collection, and it's about $100 book. It's not a very expensive book in a 9/8, but it's not a throwaway book in a 9/8. So I figured, I'll hold on to this. It'll be part of the collection. I collect DC. Just a little editing insert here. Okay, the Blue Devil Annual #1. I don't have any comps on it because there are only 8 on the Census graded blue label, and this is the only 9.8. So, not that it's a really in-demand book, but single highest graded, the only 9.8 on the Census. That's maybe worth a little bit of bragging. And again, if we ever see Justice League Dark come to fruition, that might be a book to have. But I just have fun having it on the PC for now. And again, I got these all from the same collection, so I'm really... I should be, with the number of 9/8 I've gotten just out of this submission and the bigger books that I've sold and the raw books that I've sold. I'll more than break even on the collection. I just haven't gone through it all, and I certainly haven't submitted everything. I don't have anything at CGC right now. After this video, I want to do get the presses fired up and do a little bit more. So then we have a Dark Knight Returns #4 in a 9/8. That is a keeper. Awesome. Now, I don't think there's going to be a lot of surprises in the other bin. There's another one of these big fat bubble protectors. Man, these are heavy too. Okay, it's in the right order. I'm going to shift it to this way. Let's just turn it around in the box. This is, and I don't want to look at the books, although, I mean, they're all 9/8, right? We haven't gotten a 9/9 yet. Not like that. One submission, 12 out of 21. That would have been nice. Especially, and they're packed pretty tightly in here. There we go. Batman Dark Knight Returns #3. #3. Number 3. Batman, The Dark Knight Returns, number 2. Number 2. You see a lot of repetition here. There's not a lot to talk about because it's the same book over and over again. Number 3. Oh, okay. Change of pace. Ren and Stimpy Show, number 1. I'm not sure where I picked this up, but now I'm looking at this. It's a 9/8 white pages. Spine tick there. Now, you were allowed a spine tick of this size in a 9.8. It's hard to get. Does it really flare out from there? No, it's just kind of there. I didn't have any notes on that. I also haven't gotten a 9/8 newsstand of that. Oops, I'm not seeing. The Dark Knight Returns, number 4. Another copy. Okay. Number 4. I was hoping that by comparison they'd be like, oh, wow, this one's even nicer than the others. And then the last book, oh, wow, look, it's number 4. Dark Knight Returns. So how many graded 9.8s was that? Now, this was tougher to ship because so many of those Dark Knight books, they're thicker than comic books, so they do have a thicker slab. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 21. 21 out of 25. I'll take that all day long. So Ren and Stimpy. I think I got all the 4s and 3s. So let's see what did not make the cut. One I didn't really expect to. But supposedly there are grader's notes on these. So, yeah, this one I've been chasing this. Yeah, I could see maybe some spine indents. Action Comics, $5.98. I picked up so many copies of this. I don't have it yet in a 9/8. This is the first appearance of Checkmate, which is related to Amanda Waller and Suicide Squad and Project Cabness and all that sort of stuff. So that did, and I want to. Supposedly, the rejects came with grader's notes, which is kind of amazing. And I heard somebody else talk about this on a video that. So I'll pop the grader's notes in if I have them. Oh, I think I see a problem here. Okay. Well, let's see. CGC Comics. Cert number. Okay. Fine. Now you can see the cert numbers because they all follow, right? This was the second book I packaged in this shipment. So it gets -002. So this, what this order was, so spine, stress, align, spine, staple tear, staples. Okay. That'll probably go in a spec box if we do see Checkmate pop up. This one I didn't expect. It's the other number 1 of Dark Knight Returns. Now these books, well, that's a little slightly disappointing. So this collection, these all came from that same collection. There were 2 1s, 3 2s, 4 3s, 4 4s. So all the 3s and 4s got graded and got rejected by 1 1 and 1 2. Which, you know, I do have the whole set now, and I have extras of 2, 3, and 4. Love to have had an extra of number 1, but not the case. And I think I know what the problem is. Where right bottom back cover, where right top back cover. So, and I didn't press any of these books. So they all looked pretty minty. I actually sent them in the original bags. There. And so I think I'll just move this raw. It was worth the roll of the dice, but right there on the bottom cover, that's going to keep it from a 9.8. A beautiful book otherwise. I mean, I would say, you know, easy 9.4. And, you know, it could be worth grading at that level. I'm going to see what the difference between a 9.4 graded and a high grade raw is. But again, grader's notes on the reject. Number 2 was rejected. And again, I kept them in the original bags. I just threw them in the order. I'm like, okay, now I have 25. Scuff right center of back cover. It's altogether possible. Scuff right center back cover. I'm not really seeing anything. If that's all they got, I'm not seeing it. So what I think I'll do is I'll just kind of buff this out. I'm looking at it in raking light. I mean, it's tough to say. Might be worth resubmitting. It's about a $250 book and a 9.8. So that might be a resubmit. And then the next one I'm not really surprised with either. It's X-Men 53, the first, and I actually had this. What do I have in my notes? 1/8 inch crease top back cover, and they say very small crease top left back cover breaks color. So how big a crease is it? Yeah. And they, you know, listen, could it have gotten a 9.8 on a good day? Yeah, sure. Maybe. But, you know, if you can see that. Yeah. When I zoom in on the camera, it looks pretty clear. So, anyway, this did not come... No, it did come from that collection. I didn't realize it books this late. So, that got rejected. So, listen, 21 out of 25. I now have a full set of Dark Knight Returns, which makes me happy. And plenty of extras. An extra 2, 3 3s, and 3 4s. So I'm going to keep those. I'm going to keep the Action Comics reprint, the Blue Devil Annual, the Infinity Ink book for the PC. Everything else is available. If you're interested in any of these books, you could shoot me an email. I'll probably have them, at least one copy of the Dark Knight Returns books available on my Whatnot show on Monday night, 10 p.m. Eastern, which is also going to include a ton of Golden Age. So I'm looking forward to that. I'll have the Raw Dark Knight one as well. And a bunch of other great stuff. So, you know, I don't want to sound like a dirty flipper, but it is what it is. But again, it's making the hobby fund itself. I'm keeping these books, and I'm actually, as I am cataloging these books, I'm making sure that the what did I want to say? Oh, I include the grading cost in the cost of the collection. So that way, any books that I keep are absolutely free, including the grading costs. And kind of that way, in my own mind, if I can make a profit with that, with grading costs for books I kept, they're absolutely free. I mean, it's just, you know, moving the money around in my own account. But that is just, I mean, I'm very happy with that unboxing. 21 out of 25. And again, the only books from the 90s were the Onslaught book and the Ren and Stimpy. And all the rest are from the 80s. And we did pretty well with the 9.8s. And so, again, those Dark Knights weren't even pressed. It just, I took them. They looked like they had never been touched in the original kind of garbagey bags and boards they were in. Just threw them in to the submission and worked out well. So let me know what you think in the comments below about these books. I'd like to thank you for stopping by. You can take a look at a couple of my other videos here. And this is Jim saying until next time, enjoy your comics.